And so coming here and being a person of color, I've experienced a few things that I really wasn't expecting.
I was expecting that just because I wanted to help, everyone was going to take to you, and that definitely was not the case.
Welcome to my reality.
I'm just always on edge here because people are always like walking up, touching me or whatever. And so
Things, I held no authority, no matter my skills, nor my education. They didn't care about that.
There's no sense of LGBT community here.
I would say this has been the hardest thing I've ever done. I don't think I've ever had to deal with something so up in my face.
It's just not something that you talk about.
It was called Jackie Chan.
They do the squinty eye thing.
I have been called the N-word.
People look at me like I'm an animal or something decidedly not human.
People have also called me a monkey, which isn't the best feeling in the world either.
Asked me if I know karate and stuff, and I wish I did, but I don't.
I was greeted ni hao or konnichiwa in the street.
And the constant stares, the constant laughing, the constant belittling, and the constant feeling of having to be on defense.
I think one of the most challenging things have been just not being out.
I also receive a lot of staring and pointing and laughing and touching to see if I'm real, and people putting their hands in my hair to, determine if I'm a human being or not.
And it's their first time seeing someone Asian, and it's their first time touching someone Asian.
It would be nice if I could just walk down the street and I could blend in, but, you can't. I couldn't.
And I will panic a little bit inside, wondering, will I be able to be open and be myself in all aspects of myself?
I've had cases where they don't believe I'm American. I tell them that I'm from America, and I remember I had a grandma look at me and was just like, no, he's not from America, he's from China, and blah, blah.
And so, when I first got here, this was something that I didn't mind, and I actually used it as a great opportunity for a conversation starter to be able to let them know that, other people in the world do exist.
I have tried to bring it up with my coworkers. Usually the response is always like, oh, that's very interesting. But there's no questions, there's no follow-up. They kind of just pretend to go back to working in their computers, and that's usually what it is.
Having dealt with this for, I guess, going on 2 years now, it's actually kind of taken a toll on me and I guess my confidence level and kind of like who I am as a person.
Was sitting on the Riviera. It's really close. It's tight-knit. One of the spots was open. We were about to pull off. And the lady wanted to stand. Usually Moldovans want to sit. It's like an hour ride home. And I was like, well, you can sit here. And she's very resistant to that. And I thought, okay, that's fine. I didn't take it hard, but I knew that it was either the fear or the question of who I was and why I was there, but she didn't want to sit there. So.
I noticed this woman staring at me. She would just look for a while and then look away, then look for a while and then look away. And I'm just she keep looking at me. And all of a sudden, randomly, she says, I really like your hair. I have my hair out and it's kind of natural state.
I've been able to meet so many amazing and wonderful people that have been supportive, and they've been great, and they become part of my journey in making this such a positive experience.
But I would say that no matter what, educate people on who you are, where you come from, and let them know just because we have differences, we have similarities too.
Having people ask me questions like, why are you Black? And, questions like, why is your hair like that? And, but I don't understand how, why? Them constantly asking me questions like that, it's kind of made me look inwards and think, well, wait, is something wrong with me?
It's all out of curiosity. It's not to try to offend you or anything like that.
It is going to be difficult. It is going to be challenging.
Pick your battles because your primary concern is your safety.
Just being there. I think a Black person just being there in person has been quite a message to Moldovans.
People are different and we don't really have explanations as to why we're different. We just are.
This experience has created so much strength within my being that I never even knew it was possible. So I'm very thankful for it. But at the same time, I would say, what I usually say is, it definitely was the breakdown, and I'm waiting for that breakthrough.
No matter what we're going through here, no matter what situations may be happening in our lives, it's important for us to just stop and realize that, you know, it's the small things that really make this whole experience worth it.
You don't have to be LGBTQ to have those lonely nights, to wonder why you're here, to wonder if you're making a difference. But you just have to keep telling yourself that the work that you do matters.
If I had to do it all over again, I would.
You have support, and you can find allies in each other.
You gotta remember that you're standing for something. And no matter what, sometimes you gotta say stuff when you don't feel like it, when you're just tired, you know? Sometimes you do, and I don't regret any of it. I would do it all over. Yeah, I'll do it all over again.
Just don't give up and don't, be good to yourself.